Hello everyone, today we will discuss the types of the physical quantities used in physics. In physics, there are two types of the quantities used. Number one is the scalar type quantities and number two is vector type quantities. The scalar type quantities are those physical quantities which have only the magnitudes. The example of the scalar quantities are temperature, pressure, current, distance, speed, and so on. The vector quantities are those physical quantities which have the magnitude and direction as well as follows the law of the parallelogram. The example of the vector quantities are displacement, velocity, acceleration, force, impulse, and etc. Here you can see in this diagram that there are three paths. One is represented by the red line, the other is represented by the green line, and the third one is represented by the blue line. Here you can see that the distances for the all three paths are different, but the displacement of all the three paths is same. So you can understand the difference between the scalar and vector quantities through this diagram. Here you see that distance is a scalar quantity and displacement is a vector quantity. Now we will discuss that how we can represent the vector. The vector is represented by an arrow. This arrow is divided into two parts. One is representing the line and other is representing by cap. The line represents the magnitude and the cap represents the direction of the physical quantity. When we draw the arrow, the starting point is called as the tail and the cap side point is called as the head of the vector and it is called as end point. Now here you can see that there are two vectors A and B. Vector A and B here are in the same direction and their magnitudes are same. So we can say that the two vectors are equal. Now we will learn the addition of the two vectors. Here you can see that there are two vectors. Vector A is in this direction. It is, you can consider the direction like the as usual. This is your east, this is your west, and this is your north, and this is your south direction. So here you can see that the vector A is in east direction and vector B is in north direction. Now we have to add these two vectors. So how we can add these two vectors? We will learn that. First I will draw a vector A. This is the starting point of the vector A and it is called as the tail of the vector A. Now this is the head of the vector A and this is the end point of the vector A. Now here you see the direction of the vector B is given in north direction. So in addition, it is very important to note that when we draw the vector B, we start from the head of the vector A. So here you see that this is the head of the vector A and this is the tail of the vector B and this is the head of the vector B. Now we draw a line from the tail of the vector A to the head of the vector B. Now we will draw an arrow towards the side of the vector B, or we can say that when we draw a line from the tail of the vector A and head of the vector B, we say that a tail is matched with tail and a head is matched with head. So in addition, it is very important to know that we match tail to tail and head to head. Similarly, here you can see that here we have to add vector A in vector B. Now first I will draw the vector B. This is the tail of the vector B and this is the head of the vector B. Now I have to add the vector A here. So I will start from the head of the vector B. Now this is the tail of the vector A and this is the head of the vector A. Now I draw a line from the tail of the vector B to the head of the vector A. Now I will make an arrow according to the rule that tail will match the tail and head will match the head. So arrow will be towards the vector A side and tail will be towards the B side of the resultant vector. So it is called as the vector R and it is equal to vector B plus vector A. So we can learn that how we can add the two vectors. Now we will learn that how we can subtract two vectors. Here let us say that a vector A is in east direction and vector B is in north direction. Now there are two methods of the subtraction of the vectors. In first method we will see that we will here revert the direction of the vector B. Here you can see that vector B is in north direction, but here minus vector B will represent that its direction is towards the south side. So in the first method we will add a vector minus B in vector A. So here you can see that first I will draw a vector A. This is the tail of the vector A and this is head of the vector A. Now in addition, you know that we start from the head of the first vector if we have to add a vector. Now this is the tail of the vector minus B and this is head of the vector minus B. Now when we add, you know that we will match tail to tail and head to head. So this is the resultant vector and the head of the resultant vector will be towards the head of the minus B vector and it is the tail of the first vector. So tail of the resultant vector will be towards the tail of the first vector. So this will be the resultant vector and it is equal to vector A plus minus vector B. Now the second method, it is more simple method than comparison to the first method. In this method, first suppose I have to subtract vector B from vector A. So first I will draw a vector A. Now in subtraction I will start to draw a vector B from the tail of the first vector. Now see, it is the vector A and it is the vector B. Here vector B is drawn from the tail of the vector A. It is not drawn from the head of the vector A. It is important to note that in the second method of subtraction we draw the vector B from the tail of the vector A. Now I match the line. Now if I have to do vector A minus B, means I have to subtract vector B from vector A. That means here you can understand like that vector A here is greater than vector B. So you have to make the arrow for the resultant vector which is bigger. So here if I am doing vector A minus vector B, then you can understand like that A is greater than B. So the resultant vector will have the arrow towards the A side. If suppose if I have to find the vector B minus vector A. Now this is your vector A, this is the tail of the vector A, and this is head of the vector A. Now this is your vector B. So in subtraction you must understand that we will start vector B from the tail of the first vector. So or you can say that we will match tail to tail here. So this is your vector B. Now we have to find vector B minus A. Here you have to understand that you can assume that vector B is greater than vector A. So arrow will be here when we find the resultant vector. It will be towards the vector B side. So here you can find vector R which is equal to B minus A. So this is the second method of the subtraction of the two vectors, and it is more simple than the first method. Now we will find the component of a vector. The component of a vector is defined as projection of a vector on an axis. Here you can see that there are two perpendicular axes. One is the OX axis and other is OY axis. O is here origin. Let us say here OC is the resultant vector and it is represented by vector A. OC vector is equal to vector A. Now we have to resolve this vector into two components. So we will draw a perpendicular from the end of the resultant vector. So C is the end point of the resultant vector. So I will draw a perpendicular from C to on OX axis, and let us say it is CM. Here OM distance is called as the component of the resultant vector or a vector along the x-axis. Similarly, I will draw a perpendicular from C to OY axis. Then ON is called as the component of the vector A on y-axis, and it is represented by AY. Similarly, here OM is represented by AX. Now we can find two components of the vector A which are along x-axis and y-axis. Along x-axis the component is OM, or it is equal to AX. Similarly, along y-axis the component is ON, or it is called as AY. Now here you can see that OCM is a right triangle. So we can find here cos theta. So if you find cos theta here, then it will be equal to OM upon OC. So OM will be equal to OC cos theta. OM is equal to, in terms of the magnitude, is equal to AX. So OC in terms of the magnitude will be represented as A, and it is equal to AX is equal to A cos theta. Similarly, we can find the y component of the vector A. It will be found by here taking the sine theta from the right triangle OCM. Now you can see a sine theta will be equal to CM upon OC. So CM is equal to ON. If you see this rectangle here, CM is equal to ON. So you can write here CM as equal to ON. So it will be equal to OC sine theta, or AY is equal to A sine theta. So here you can see that we can resolve a vector into its component along the x-axis and y-axis. So along the x-axis it is equal to A cos theta, or along the y-axis it is equal to A sin theta. Or you can say that if the resultant vector is making an angle of theta with the axis, then on that side the component will be cos theta of the magnitude of the resultant vector, and on the other side it will be the magnitude of the vector multiplied by sine theta. Thank you.